Hey everyone, this is Nick from Mecha Warehouse, and today I'm back with weekly update number 31. An exciting one, especially because this will be the first one that's edited by someone other than me. But let's get into it and we'll talk about it. So let's start off with Week in Review. This is a section where I talk about, the things that are going on around the warehouse, things that are coming up, stuff like that. And I'll start with, I think, the most exciting thing for this week, and that is that the Mecha Warehouse team grew this week by two. I feel like a big company if we got two new hires in the same week. We added our second minion, so to speak, second warehouse associate, Orion. He started this week. A few people have actually already indicated they've received some packages, some orders packed by him, which is awesome. He's killing it, by the way, for his first couple days, couple short shifts, and definitely starting to get into the swing of things. And I'm excited to get him fully up to speed, so I have more resources for packing orders, checking inventory, all that good stuff. And the other exciting new hire this week is Santana, who started yesterday. She's our new media person. She's going to be editing all these videos going forward, so hopefully you can expect a little bit higher level of editing, because I obviously not a pro at this, and hopefully means that the content on the channel will both become more prolific over time as we kind of figure out how to utilize her talents to create more than we have, but also we should hopefully see more interesting things, more interesting edits, more B-roll in some of these updates and stuff, so you get a little bit more of that behind the scenes than just me talking about it, which I'm really excited about and looking forward to. And we should have a lot more small clips and content and stuff on our various social media channels. So really looking forward to all this. I'm super excited about it. We're still not at, I think, combined total, we probably have about a little bit less than one full-time equivalent in terms of how many hours everybody's doing. So nobody's close to full-time yet or any of that kind of stuff, but it's cool to see the team grow. That means there's now 5 of us involved, if you include me, if you include Dylan, the other warehouse associate, and if you include Kate, my wife, who is doing a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff. And it's kind of really cool to have a team that's more than just me and going places. So really excited about that. The other big thing, interesting thing happening this week is that we were supposed to get a big shipment this week. We're going to have our next fairly large restock, hopefully tomorrow. For anybody who's interested, there's a lot of good stuff on that, and I'll be talking about some of those items when it's time to talk about the restocks. The other kind of just related to that is we do have a lot of shipments kind of inbound. Kate made a note the other day. She kind of was like, wow, there's definitely been an uptick. Things have been slow. We haven't been getting a lot of inventory. I think I've got like maybe 5 or 6 different shipments, maybe more, in some state of packing and transit right now from various vendors. And it seems like that pace has picked up a lot. So we'll hopefully start receiving inventory very consistently again. Let's talk about pre-orders. And we've had this section show up a couple times recently. We don't frequently talk about it, but we do offer pre-orders. Try to be really careful about it to try to minimize the risk of selling things that we can't get in. Pre-orders have been more or less guaranteed by our suppliers that they're going to come in. We try to sell less than they promise us, so that way we have some extras, things like that. Do the best we can on that. We've got a few interesting items. The main ones are actually from Strict G, Bandai Apparel Strict G. They're masks. Hopefully we'll have some fancy editing and they might show up here as I'm talking. They're basically face masks. They're with various Gundam themes on them. There's a Gundam 00, 8th MS Team, a Red Comet, EFSF version, IBO, and then one, they're calling it New York. I'm not sure if that's intentional to call it New York instead of New York, but it's kind of a cool little mishmash of some Gundam stuff. We're not getting a ton of them. I don't know what the popularity of masks are going to be in the US going forward, but they'll be $15 each. They come in 3 different sizes, medium, large, and extra large. and we're expecting them in July. So if you happen to want to be wearing a mask or want to have a stylish Gundam themed mask for maybe the next in-person Gundam event you get to go to that you might want to have a mask for, might be a good option for you. They look kind of cool. The other two pre-orders, both are also from Bandai. One is the battle type number 57 from number 57 armored puppet. Pretty cool looking mech. That's hopefully up here somewhere too. And a mecha, what is it called? The Mecha Neo British version. It's pretty shiny green, kind of neat looking one. Those are $15.99 and $49.99 respectively, and August and October deliveries. So if you're interested in any of those items, shoot me a note, Nick at Mecha Warehouse, and I'll be happy to set up a pre-order invoice for you. Let's move on to Restocks. Most likely, we will get that stuff in today or tomorrow, and we'll hopefully have the Restocks up either before the video's up like usual or sometime in the afternoon. Definitely want to be on the email list and keep an eye out for that stuff. But so we got some really good stuff in this restock though, so I'm really excited about it. HG-IBO Gundam Asteroid Origin. I know HG-IBO kits are super popular. There haven't been a ton of them around in a while. This kit's a fairly popular one. We haven't had in a while, so it'll be good to have them on the shelf again. And then while we're talking about IBO, there's also the Full Mechanics IBO Gundam Vidar. Those are also pretty popular kits, considering there's not a lot of 1/100 options for IBO, and they're pretty cool. They've been definitely popular in the past. And then the main stuff that we have beyond that, we've got a bunch of water slide decals. I won't go into all the details on that. You'll just have to wait until the restock's up. But we got a bunch of Seed master grades and 100 master grade coming in. And so we got the MG Justice Gundam, MG Buster Gundam. Those always sell super fast because they're pretty darn cool looking. The Blitz Gundam, Aegis Gundam, and the Dual Gundam Assault Shroud, which that one we've never had before. So I'm really excited about the other ones we've had, and they've been fairly popular kits, and especially with the shortages and lack of supply lately, I'm sure a lot of those will go pretty quick. We also got the RG Ava Unit 1 and the DX Transport platform set. That's the the expanded set with the structure, so to speak, that it's supposed to be able to stand on, as well as the Unit 00 with the DX set. That's the big positron cannon thing. I'm not into Ava myself, so I don't know how these things play into the franchise necessarily, but we haven't had those DX sets basically since they initially came out, when these kits came out last year, I think. So people have been asking about them, so if you want one, now's a good time to jump on them and probably not wait. And that's pretty much it for this week. We've got really good stuff coming next week too. If by chance that stuff shows up early, we might try adding that to the restock this week, but good stuff coming. Really excited about it. Can't wait. Fingers crossed that I finish shooting this video and then the pallets show up and then I can start cranking on those today. All right. And I guess that takes us to the last main section here, which is Q&A. So Q&A is the part where I answer questions from all of you, the viewers. If you have a question you want answered, please go down to the comments below and ask your question. It can be about Mecha Warehouse, Gunpla, myself, any of that kind of stuff. I'm more than happy to answer questions, and I would love to be able to answer your questions. So I'm gonna go through. I've got a few questions today. The first one is from teenhamodic. Any plans on adding Q&A to the details section so folks can see what was asked? So also, is there going to be a time where order volume is great enough to offer free shipping at a certain threshold? So these are both great questions. So to answer the first one, yeah, we're going to try that this week. We'll put them down in the description, or maybe the first comment or something, maybe a list of the questions that were asked and that were answered, which will be helpful. Maybe if you're going forward, if you're ever looking back for an answer to an old question or something, or if you're just particularly interested, I guess. To answer the second question, that's a big maybe. Hopefully, I've noticed that some of our shipping costs have gone down after moving to the warehouse, and that has to do with no longer shipping from a residential address. So UPS no longer has to charge like the residential surcharges. I need to do a serious study on what our shipping costs work out to be compared to before, and see where that plays out. I would like to try to reduce maybe that top end shipping. Usually we should max out for at least continental US at $13. I would like to try to drop that down because I think it's more than we need to charge, which would be great. And but we'll see. And there might be a point where we can offer free shipping. I need to again study that in depth. And where it gets interesting is on some of the larger orders. You'd be amazed at how much it actually costs to ship those. A lot of PGs, if I'm shipping it all the way across the country, it might cost $30, $40 to ship, not the $13 that we charge for it. So we need to factor that in when we sell the item and we set the price on it, and then be able to keep in mind that if there's a discount code or something, making sure that we're not going to lose money, and hopefully make sure that we still can make at least a little bit, when there's a sale or something and somebody orders a lot of stuff and we get a really big box out of it. So hopefully that answers your question. I think that was a really good one. Thank you. Next one, Shay Santiago asks, he says, very happy and excited to be able to buy Infinity products from Mecha Warehouse. I'm awesome. I'm glad to hear that you're happy about that. Question, how do your order cancellation and return policies work? Thank you for all that you do, Nick. So thank you, Shay. This is a good question. So cancellation return policies. So cancellation, I'll kind of, you didn't ask about it, but I'll include it, order changing policies. It's all kind of wrapped in. I updated and added a page to the website. Maybe we'll post a link or something up here or down in the description about it, so you can go see the written up policy in general. So generally speaking, when you place an order, if you want to make a change to that order or you want to cancel it, you need to get in touch with us as soon as possible. One of the things that we try to do is pack orders as quickly as we can within reason. So if you place an order today, there's a very good chance that order is getting packed today. And depending on the time of day, if you place that order earlier in the morning, there's a good chance that order is packed before, it could be very early, because we'll probably be starting the day without a big queue. So if you order Friday morning and you want to make a change to that order or cancel it, you want to get in touch with us really quickly, because that order might be packed at 11 if it was placed at 10. Same thing with changes, same deal there. So cancellation, we don't currently charge any cancellation fees. We don't charge restocking fees. Maybe we should. I hope people don't abuse that. We also will merge orders together when it makes sense, when we see two orders from the same person. There's no automated process for that though, so I need to know about it or notice it. So if you place two orders and you want to merge them, let me know. Ideally though, just let me know to add the items to the first order. That'd be better. As far as cancellation, we will cancel any order as long as it's not packed. Same thing with changes. Once it's been packed, we basically can't cancel it or change it at that point. Especially on busy days, if I've got 100 orders piled up, the amount of time it would take to find that order and change it, and then we got to go back and cancel shipping charges, and it starts becoming difficult. And that's where maybe we should charge a cancellation fee when it gets to that phase or something, which would maybe make up for the amount of work that would go into it. But I think you'd be hard pressed to find any store that's going to cancel an order after it's been packed, or allow you to change it after it's been packed. As far as returns are more than welcome as well. We will take returns as long as the item is undamaged and unopened. We will take that return and refund fully, minus whatever we paid to ship it out, basically, or whatever the shipping charge was. But if you had a large order and you send back, now I'm confusing myself. So you order a kit, you pay $13 to ship out a large master grade, you decide you didn't want that master grade, you send it back, we'll refund you the value of the cost of the kit, what you paid for the kit, but not what we paid or what you paid for shipping. And obviously return shipping's on you. If it's damaged, on the other hand, if it's damaged because of us, we will pay the return shipping, or better yet, we'll just replace it and take care of you on that. So hopefully that answers your question. I think everything's fairly straightforward and makes sense. But again, you can see the whole write-up probably down in the description, or we'll put a link on the screen or something. Okay. Next question. They're actually basically two of the same question. So first, KidRobotBuilder asks, always enjoyed the update videos. Question for you. What's the biggest order that a customer has placed from you? And Rolling Fire asks basically the same thing. Hey, Nick, what was your biggest shipment that you sent to a customer, and how long did it take to package all of it as well? What did they order, if you remember? Thanks. So I went and actually did some research beforehand. I looked up our top 3 orders. So our largest order ever was 3 perfect grades. It was a 00 riser, a unicorn, and a strike freedom. That was back in May of last year. So somebody knew they had a lot of free time on their hands over the summer because of quarantine or something. It was like a $700 order. That was the absolute largest order we've ever packed, or at least largest in terms of dollar value. 3 kits wasn't that bad. Didn't take that long. It was kind of a pain to find the right size box to get it all packaged up, though. The other 2 were approximately the same, a little bit over $500, which is still crazy. One of them was actually this week. I think I packed it on, I think it was Tuesday. It was like $500 something order. The most I ever paid for shipping was that order, and it was the largest box I think I've ever sent out. We got to have some 26 by 26 by 22, 26, some multi-height boxes that I picked up a little while back for these massive orders. And thankfully, I still had them. I haven't had to use one yet. And that order was all high grades, I think. It was weird because there were a lot of multiples. So I'm not sure what was going on there, if this is somebody trying to resell or what the deal was. The other one in that ballpark was mostly master grades with some high grades thrown in. So when you start ordering like 7, 8, 10 master grades and fairly large master grades at that, it just gets kind of crazy. But so anyway, that's all I got for questions today. So again, if you have a question, post it down in the comments below. I don't know that I've got much else to talk about today, so I want to thank you all for watching and see you next time. Later.